Hello horror movie lovers, I'm Trenton and I love movies just like you, obviously. So I watched Clown because, look at me. My expectations were pretty low. I remember watching this movie in 2014 and not loving it nor hating it, but I do remember not being the biggest fan on my first watch. But did the movie meet my expectations? No. So much potential, but certain aspects really make the movie fall flat.
So everyone's entitled to one good scare.
A loving father finds a clown suit for his son's birthday party, only to realize the suit is part of an evil curse that turns its wearer into a killer. The first third of this video will be spoiler free, then the last 2/3 will contain spoilers. Don't worry, I will give you a warning before we enter spoiler territory. The characters are all bland, unfortunately. The movie really only focuses on the father and his slow descent into madness, while other characters are witnessing it, not really providing anything to work with regarding them. Kent, the father, I did like, but once he puts the clown suit on, the rest of the movie is just him literally going crazy and slowly turning into a monster. I just wish we got more screen time of him not wearing the suit in his home life before the suit ruined his life. Meg, the wife, and Jack, the son, are so bland, like as bland as you could possibly be. There was no depth to either one of them, and for them to be the protagonists, I guess you could say, is unfortunate. The story is simple yet pretty effective, pretty much just watching a loving family man turn into a monster, which we love to see. I like the story, again, very simple and straightforward. The writing, on the other hand, was not the best. There are certain aspects and elements that felt pointless in the end and had me questioning why they even introduced it. I'll specify in the spoiler section. Also, the third act and the ending were underwhelming, even though the first and second acts were fine and were effectively setting up for an ending that could have been great. The cinematography was also fine in terms of shot composition, camera movements, etc., but visually I really didn't like how the movie looked. The colors were so muted and undersaturated to the point where I was watching the movie and was bored. Not by what was happening in the movie, but with how the movie itself looked. The effects were definitely the best part of the movie, specifically everything involving the clown transformation and body horror. All very effective. There are some VFX moments that are not good, but the practical effects that are predominantly used throughout the movie cancel out the couple bad VFX moments towards the end. The tone is dark, which is mainly due to the main targets of the movie being innocent children, for the most part, with the aftermaths being quite gruesome. The pacing felt pretty slow for me personally. The movie is only around an hour 40 minutes, but the movie felt like 2 hours. Which could be due to the fact that the movie, again, is a slow descent into madness, and all the carnage that does happens towards the end of the second act and during the third, not throughout the entire movie. The life lesson that I learned after watching Clown was that all clowns are evil, including myself. Overall, the movie was okay, had a lot of potential, but didn't really live up to it, though it did have its moments. I'm gonna give Clown a 5 out of 10, would have been a 4.5 out of 10, but I actually really do like the poster. We are now entering spoiler territory. If you haven't seen Clown, watch it, then come back to the video, or if you simply don't care about spoilers, keep on watching. In this portion of the video, I break down the movie, go more in depth with my likes and dislikes, as well as my favorite scene, least favorite scene, favorite kill, and least favorite kill. Again, we are now entering spoiler territory. Kent McCoy, a real estate agent, is a loving husband and father who hosts a birthday party for his young son, Jack. However, the clown hired for their party is unable to make it. Kent discovers an old clown costume in the basement of a house he's selling and puts it on. After the party, he falls asleep wearing the outfit, and the following day finds he can't take it off. He's forced to wear the costume to work, where he again tries to remove it. When he returns home, he complains about the situation to his wife, Meg. She is able to remove the fake nose, but unintentionally wounds him in the process. The family dog, Shadow, accidentally eats the fake nose. Meg also realizes the clown's wig has become Kent's natural hair. Kent starts to exhibit strange behavior and experiences a deep sense of hunger, eating all the food in the house. Kent enlists the help of Herbert Carlson, the suit's previous owner. Carlson begs him not to touch the costume, but after learning Kent is already wearing it, insists on meeting him at the old costume warehouse. Kent learns that the outfit is the hair and skin of an ancient Icelandic demon called the Cloyne. Carlson drugs Kent, revealing that dismemberment is the only way to prevent the metamorphosis and possession. Kent fights back and subdues Carlson, and while driving him to the police station to report the assault, his fingers and toes begin to grow excessively, causing him to crash the car. So much happening. I couldn't even imagine going through what Kent is going through. I would absolutely go insane. Just imagine you try to do a good deed for your family or friends, then you just so happen to accidentally get cursed and slowly turn into a scary ass clown thing that can't resist the urge to eat children, with no way of reversing the curse besides by cutting your own head off, and even then barely even works. Kent decides to try to and goes to one of his properties. He himself in the mouth, spattering the wall with rainbow blood, but quickly regenerates and survives. He then meets a child named Robbie who attempts to befriend him. Kent tries to behead himself with a pair of buzzsaws, but a fluke accident causes the saw blades to shatter apart, killing Robbie. Kent suddenly feels the urge to eat the child. Kent suddenly feels the urge to eat the child after tasting his blood and does so before Meg finds him. Once at home, Kent tells Meg to chain him up in the basement, telling her not to let him out. He learns from Jack that one of his classmates, Colton, had bullied him at school. Kent finds the bully and eats him. Wait, you know what? Kent is actually doing the world a favor getting rid of evil children before they can become evil adults. This is actually an anti-hero origin story disguised as a horror movie. Meanwhile, Meg is nearly attacked by Shadow, who has become possessed after eating the Cloyne's nose, but is rescued by Carlson, who decapitates the dog. He tells Meg that the wearer can remove the suit only after eating 5 children. She also learns that Carlson put on the costume to entertain the children at a hospital where his brother Martin worked many years ago. Martin smuggled 5 terminally ill children to feed the demon to free his brother. When Carlson was released from the costume, the brothers tried and failed to destroy it. Kent fully succumbs to the demon and sneaks into a local Chuck E. Cheese, where he devours one child in the ball pit and another in the tube slides. Blood and a severed arm flow down the slide, causing a panic, and the play zone and restaurant are evacuated. Meg finds Kent after Carlson attempts to decapitate him with an axe. Before Kent can kill Carlson, Meg tries to communicate with him. Instead, the demon orders her to find and feed one more child in return for Kent's release. She must bring the 5th child to their special place, otherwise the Cloyne will find and kill Jack. However, Meg refuses. Meg rushes home and meets with her father, Walt. The Cloyne sneaks into the house and kills Walt. Meg fights against him, but the demon attempts to devour their unborn baby from her womb. Meg yells out for Jack to run, distracting the demon. The Cloyne leaves to search for him, but Meg slits the demon's throat. The Cloyne throws Meg into a wall before leaving again to search for Jack. He eventually tracks Jack to the basement, where Jack is hiding under the stairs. The demon eventually finds him and attempts to devour him, but Meg arrives and chains his neck to a water heater. Meg knocks his head off with a hammer and apologizes to Jack for everything. However, due to a muscle still attached to the body, the Cloyne revives. Meg finally rips off the demon's head, killing both the monster and Kent. While embracing her son, she watches in horror as the Cloyne's skin melts away, revealing her decapitated husband. The film ends with the costume along with Kent's possessions being packed away by the police as evidence during Kent's autopsy. I genuinely felt bad for Kent. He didn't deserve any of what happened to him at all. He's dead. His wife's dad is dead. The wife and the children are traumatized 100%. The wife probably will never be able to love again. I sure as hell wouldn't be able to. Kent is just a victim of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. So tragic. I just wasn't a fan of the 3rd act, and the ending was underwhelming, and that's mainly because of how pointless the book that was introduced earlier in the film was. Yeah, it explained what was happening regarding the clown suit itself, but also implied that there was an alternative way to undo the curse. But the movie went the lazy route and just killed the Cloyne, not even trying to reverse the curse. The mom tells her child to go get the book, but the child's like, no, that's not dad. So they just completely disregard the book and kill Kent / the Cloyne. Didn't even try to reverse it. The 3rd act and the ending felt so lazy. The body horror in the movie was great. The clown suit slowly becoming one with Kent was a lot. It made me feel very squeamish and uncomfortable. Like, I just couldn't imagine a piece of clothing being stuck to my body and slowly becoming one with me, turning me into even more of a monster. That is pure nightmare fuel. My favorite scene would probably have to be the scene in the motel where the child accidentally got killed, the saw blades that broke when Kent tried to behead himself but accidentally knocked them over, causing the blade to fly into the child, the jarring nature of this scene, and the fact that the child was being so nice to Kent, trying to give him food just to accidentally get killed by Kent's failed attempt. It's so tragic, yet very effective. My least favorite scene would definitely have to be the ending. Like I said multiple times throughout the video, I found it to be underwhelming. Putting up a good fight, but not even trying to reverse the curse, knocking his head off, the end. I just wanted the book to be somewhat incorporated into defeating the Cloyne or reversing the curse, but it wasn't. I would have appreciated if they at least tried to use the book and failed, resulting in them having to kill him. But the fact that they didn't even try is the disappointing part. My favorite kill would have to be the random kid getting killed in the Chuck E. Cheese play tubes. Not even the kill itself, because it was off screen, but the lead up to the kill with the clown luring the child through the play tubes has always been an irrational fear of mine when I was younger, and still even now. The idea of that is disturbing and spooky. My least favorite kill would probably be Meg's dad getting his jaw or face ripped off. I don't even remember. The VFX completely took me out of the movie, especially when comparing it to the mainly practical effects used previously throughout the movie. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for for more videos from me, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Alright, horror movie lovers, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.